It's the National Football League on EA Sports. And if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the Carolina Panthers and the Washington Commanders. All that and more coming up next.
Not far east from the unmistakable buildings of the nation's capital, we've got a building that's also unmistakable in sight, but bears a new name. Welcome to Northwest Stadium here in Landover, Maryland. Hi there, everybody. Thanks so much for joining us. You picked a fun one to tune into. I'm Kate Scott, joined by former NFL quarterback Brock Huard. And we've got two quarterbacks here, Brock, who are known for playing a very exciting brand of football. Not just throwing the rock, but taking it themselves, too.
Yep, these are two of the guys who really epitomize the direction that this position's going in the modern NFL.
Yep.
Pocket passers, they'll have their place. They always will. But a lot of teams look to somebody like this as a default. A great passer, but someone who can also mix in plenty of rushing yards and keep that defense honest.
Matt Gay now ready to get this one started. And we're off and running from Landover. Raheem Blackshear now to return. He's got a lane up past the 30. And it's a nice return here. They'll tackle him shy of the 35. So now out comes the Panther offense for its initial drive of the game. They'll be led out by the first player picked in the 2023 NFL Draft from Alabama. It's Bryce Young.
Watching Bryce Young at Alabama, he just made the game look so easy. One of those rare prospects where everything just feels like it's in slow motion and he's in total control. Well, fast forward to the NFL, and he took a beating early in his career. Everything must have felt like a blur. But there's no denying the promise he has as a quarterback, that high upside that made him the #1 pick overall.
Catch is made down the right sideline. Touchdown, Carolina! The Panthers take a 6-0 lead right away. One snap in, and this offense as efficient as they could be, partner, and looking very dangerous to begin this ball game, too.
Yeah, you know, it's one thing for coaches to tell us in our production meetings they want to be a quick strike offense, got to be explosive. But they put that talk into action. One play from scrimmage, one touchdown, and one massive statement sent across the field.
Matthew Wright for the point after. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Panthers will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Right, ready to send this one away. Return coming from the 6. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. So now the Commanders will get their turn at an opening drive of the game. They'll be led out by an elite runner, one of the game's top dual-threat young quarterbacks. He was taken second in 2024, Jaden Daniels.
Kate, this is one of those situations where a quarterback has just got to say to himself, poised. Be poised. Yeah, your team just gave up a big blow on the other side, and you don't have to get it all back in one play like they just did. You got to go out there with poise to do your job and go lead your team.
Offense ready to begin this drive, 1st and 10. Daniels going to throw to get us started. That's complete to Zach Ertz. And this one gets to the 33-yard line before it's stopped.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, you just find a way to get him the ball.
That's taken in by Samuel. It's a great pickup, 16 yards, and now they've got 1st down.
If they get a handful of these types of plays per game, the pass game coordinator is going to be one happy camper.
First and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. Out of the gun, Daniels. He gets this one to McLaurin. And he takes it across midfield and into Panthers territory.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a first down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes second and third down a whole lot easier to manage.
2nd and 6 coming up here. Again, Daniels to the air. Complete, it's McLaurin. And he's tackled after gaining a handful.
Textbook hitch route. Just hit him in the short field and deliver it once that defense turns their attention elsewhere. Okay, this is a low ceiling play, but a reliable source of yardage.
3rd and just 2 to go. From the gun, it's Daniels. That's McLaurin on the quick slant. And this one's worked down to the 33 before being stopped. Give him an even 10 yards on the play. And the Commanders will have a first.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your third downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
He'll get this one to Brown. And they can't bring him down until he gets into that red zone at the 19. Give him 15 yards on the pickup there. And that'll be good for a Washington first.
Good offenses. Okay, good play callers know how to utilize their personnel. They know where they wanted him. They wanted him on a route in space where he could make that initial play comfortably, but then go to work after.
Still on the move, coming to the line for 1st and 10. From the red zone now. And this one won't be caught, but we got a flag here. Looked like there may have been some early contact before that throw arrived. So a little too much contact on the part of the defender, and the officials flag him for it. So now then, after the penalty, this is 1st and goal. Complete on the option. And he's able to get it to the 2 before the stop.
You know, I often say there is a fine line between aggressiveness and carelessness. And when you throw into double coverage, well, it can go either way. That time, a tremendous catch by his receiver on the other end.
Ball at the 2 here for 2nd and goal. Robinson. Can't fight past that line. They stop him at the 3.
I don't mind that call on the early downs. Give that defense something to think about. You got the inside run between the tackles, and whether it's jet sweeps or a little swing pass, or in that case a toss, make sure you threaten to the outside.
So now, here's 3rd and goal. Now Daniels off the play action. He rolls to his right. He's taken down. The Panthers rush gets home. Good pressure from the defense there has them trending in the wrong direction.
All right, first sack on the board on the first drive as a defense, and now, well, now we let the chess match begin, the adjustments begin, because we know pressure leads to sacks, and sacks in this league often leads to wins.
Matt Gay on to line up this field goal. A very short kick here from the right hash. Up and good from Fairbairn. And it's dropped back down now to a 4-point game.
Well, that's the type of long, sustained drive that takes some of the starch out of your opponent. The only negative is that the kicking team was out there for a field goal and not an extra point. But they do come away with 3.
We've got a good one here. They've cut the lead to 4 as they send it away. On the return, here's Rico Dowdle. The tackle's made, so this drive will begin at the 34-yard line. Now for the second time, we take a look at this Panther offense. Well, Brock, it only took them one play to reach the end zone last drive. They might have to work a little bit harder this time out. Here's 1st and 10 from the 34. Out of the gun, Young. And he just gets rid of it. Knew he had a couple of plays left. Didn't want to take a risk there on 1st down. No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. On the ground, Chuba Hubbard gets it. And they'll bring him down after a pretty short gain. Give him 3 that time. That's going to bring up 3rd and 7.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
Let's see what they draw up on this 3rd and 7. Shotgun snap now to Young. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the defense comes through. That's going to back them up and bring up 4th down.
Sometimes I wish everybody could feel what that feels like. When you're a QB and you just feel the air in the pocket getting sucked out and you know there's no escape, it can be just one heck of a deflating feeling. Not for that defense who puts a sack on the board.
Sam Martin on now to punt it away on 4th. And after that drive went backwards, he's going to send this one forward. And the sunlight's not a problem for him. He looks up and makes the fair catch. So no return on that punt. And the Commanders will go on offense. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Drive begins with a run. It's Robinson. And he's able to maneuver this up past the 30. Give him around 6. That's going to make it 2nd and 4.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid game, but it's also a run that you know and you may come back to. Because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of a defense.
Daniels from the pistol. Quick slant to Samuel. And he'll go down, and we'll say right at the 39-yard line. He gets 6 on that play, and the Commanders will have a 1st.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
An option give to Robinson, and he's brought down for a loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Everyone's prepped. It's 2nd down now. He'll get this to Samuel. He's forward, gets a couple of yards. Tackle made by J.C. Horn. Drive in dire straits. It's 3rd and 9. Shotgun snap to Daniels. Escapes the pocket. Oh, he's going to run for it. And they'll get him down after he gets into the 48. They'll move the chains after that pickup of 12.
As long as these are the results he's getting, they're going to be just fine with him calling his own number. He does such a good job of seeing the field and knowing when it's his time to take it himself.
1st and 10, ball set up at the 48. Trying an option play, headed left. And he works this to the 38 before going down.
Well, there's going to be a missed assignment on somebody's grade sheet tomorrow. That read option game with the quarterback, there is always a defender that's responsible for the QB. That time, QB takes advantage.
In a good spot here, 2nd and inches. Play fake here, Daniels. And his perfect start is over. And that's the first one of his throws to wind up incomplete.
Any DB prefers a highlight reel interception to just forcing an incomplete pass. But as soon as he realized a pick wasn't possible on the play, well, he gets his hands on it and made sure it wasn't completed.
Still inches to go on 3rd down. A toss now to Robinson. He's got the 1st and more inside the 25.
All right, Kate, little confession time. And you know what they say, confession, good for the soul, bad for the reputation. I think my most negative grades carrying out fakes were on toss plays like that. Because you toss it, you know it's going for a big play, and all you want to do is watch it and not carry out your fake.
And time runs out before they get the snap off. That's the end of one. 7-3 is our score. We're back to Northwest Stadium right after this. Commanders ball as we get back for the 2nd, and they're thinking points. They send Samuel Wright. And the plunge up the gut yields nothing there. No progress on 1st down, and that'll bring up 2nd and 10.
Where one defender failed, well, his buddy was there to swarm to the ball and make that play just as it gets to the line of scrimmage.
2nd and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. Throwing from the gun. He's got Brown on the slant. And a nice gain here, but it's stopped short of the 1st.
Good luck defending that short yardage slant. Just not going to happen. There's a reason this is a go-to play for just about any quarterback in every situation.
Short yardage situation here. It's 3rd and 2. Now Daniels to throw. He's on the move. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of 4th down.
Hey, that's not an easy thing to do, Kate. Not against quarterbacks and the red zone offenses in this league, but what a tremendous effort to not only get the stop, but to end it with gusto and a sack.
Matt Gay on to line up this field goal. This is going to be a 31-yarder from the right hash. Up and good from Fairbairn. And that cuts the lead back down to a lone point.
Okay, one of the areas that kickers and quarterbacks are similar, they want to get into rhythm, and no better way to feel good and get into that rhythm than start a game 2 for 2 as a kicker.
Things trim back down to a single point, Brock, as they send this off and away. Dowdle now to return it. Now bottle him up as he gets the return to the 30. The Panthers set to take the field. They're still in search of that first down of this game, Brock, hoping to put together a drive and avoid calling on the punter again. First and 10 now from the 30. Young working from the gun. McMillan hauls it in. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
Well, that is pretty darn impeccable timing between the two. To hit a curl route of that length, it takes great anticipation and precision by the quarterback, and the receiver on the other end finishing it, doing his job.
From the 44-yard line now, first and 10. Counterplay, Hubbard. And he runs into a wall there. Multiple defenders ready to stop him cold at the line. Call it no gain on that run, and they face 2nd and 10.
Made it all look so simple, didn't he? That linebacker sorting right through the traffic, finding the runner. That's instincts come to life.
Hubbard quick on the draw. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field. A solid 8-yard gain there, and now they're going to have 3rd and 2.
Well, that doesn't net a first down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
3rd and just 2 to go. Hubbard again. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
You love a huddle? Kate, you really do. You love a huddle full of guys like this who just know how to keep the drive moving forward. There's some trust there, and he's going to get the job done, and he's going to get another shot, I would guess, down the line.
New set of downs for him at the 38. They put a receiver in motion right. Young on 1st and 10. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. It arrived as the ball did to break things up. So it's 2nd down coming up. They were looking for him again, Brock, and for a moment, we thought he had another catch, but then that contact knocked the football from his hands.
Kind of become a victim of his own early success. Not too different, Kate, than a pass rusher that gets a sack. You know what happens? Got to slide to him, got to chip to him. You get a receiver that gets it going like this, you know more contact and more focus is coming his way. I think if you look up in phase in the defensive encyclopedia, that is a picture-perfect form of it. He was all over him in coverage, really forcing the incompletion.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. Just got it away before the hit, but it doesn't matter. It's incomplete. 4th down coming up.
You know, when we were growing up in the backyard, we call them alligators. 1 alligator, 2 alligator, 3 alligator. He needed another alligator in order to get that ball off. Credit the defense for forcing the incompletion.
And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. And that'll push their lead to 4.
A lot of them may make it look automatic, but you get this deep, and those field goals are far from a certainty. It took all his concentration, every bit of his strength, to send that puppy through.
Right, ready to send this one away. He fields it from the 8. This return makes it up to the 25. The Washington offense getting set for its next possession. And their last drive did end in points. Not as many as they wanted, though. They had to settle for that field goal despite advancing the football pretty well. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Robinson. And he's able to power this forward, but they stop him after 2 yards.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. From the 27. That's complete. Here's Brown. And he's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in. That play goes for 8 yards, and it keeps this drive moving.
I'm sure, Coach, the play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
1st and 10, around to Robinson. And he's only able to power this forward for about 3 yards.
That's the kind of run play that feels like tug-of-war at field day. And you're just not moving the other side. Just a short run. Neither side feels particularly good about it, and we'll move to the next.
Second down now, 7 to go. And he's going to be brought down at the 42. Call it 4 yards, and they're set up with a manageable 3rd and 2.
Hey, that's a pretty modest pickup for a QB keeper. On a traditional handoff, you'll take that yardage, but those QB keepers, so many times, they're really designed, Kate, for chunk plays in mind, double digits, and they nearly got it there.
3rd down give to Robinson. And he'll have it down to the 44-yard line. They'll get 14 yards and a new set of downs.
Okay, this is why coaches across all levels of football harp on the importance of good, fundamental tackling, not just to hear themselves talk. It's to make sure that when one of their guys has a chance to bring down a running back, they're able to do it and keep those plays from going any further.
From the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10. Here's a counter give to Robinson. And 2 yards is all he's going to get before he's caught. That stop made by Derek Brown. He gets a couple on 1st, and they'll come up 2nd and 8. We've hit the 2-minute warning now from the nation's capital. The Commanders driving. 8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. From the 42. Has a man, it's Brown. And that's good for a gain of 5. Tackle made by J.C. Horn.
I feel so bad, I really do. And I don't mean this sarcastically, Kate. I feel bad for these guys in coverage. I don't know how you defend some of these players today because they get that drag route, they get one step inside of you. Well, there's very little you can do other than make the tackle.
3rd and short, Daniels. Complete beyond the marker. He's got the 1st down grab and still going. Touchdown, Washington! The Commanders get some late points and the lead. Dangerous route to have to defend, Brock. A lot of running backs are so good at sneaking behind defenders running that pattern.
And if you're going to find your back for a touchdown, Kate, this is the first route you'd expect. Get him a favorable matchup. This guy can flat out move. Send him out there, stress that coverage, and go deliver for 6.
Matt Gay on for the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Commanders push their lead to 3. Here's Gay now to handle the kickoff. Blackshear on the return. And he's brought down just inside the 25 on the return. The Panthers get going again once more on offense. They're getting close to a minute to play, Brock, and they're going to need that time with a long field ahead. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Throwing now from the gun. He puts some power on a deep one. Big gain downfield. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Carolina. The Panthers get some late points and the lead. I love plays like this, Brock. Sometimes you just gotta ask your dude, show me what you got, man. Show off those wheels, and he did just that.
Yeah, beauty in simplicity, right?
Yep.
Now, when you run that fly route, you got to win right from the jump. And you got to protect yourself from the sideline, too. Don't get pushed to the boundary. Give your quarterback room to throw it up, and you can find pay dirt.
Right on for the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Panthers take a 4-point lead. Right, ready to send this one away. His return starts at the 5. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The Commanders and Brian Robinson Jr. running back on now. And he finds himself across an important benchmark for yards this season after that last drive. He stayed pretty busy this season, and the numbers show just that. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Out of the gun, Daniels. And he just hucks this one away. Wasn't going to risk a throw or force something. It brings up 2nd down. Throwing now, Daniels. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. Now we get a timeout by the Panthers. It's their first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. Defense looking to defend the marker on 3rd down. Here's Robinson up the middle. And this one doesn't go far. Now Carolina's going to take a timeout. That's its 2nd. And they still have 1 in their pocket for what's left of this half. Commanders punting on 4th down, and they're going to bring out the ever-reliable lefty vets, Tressway. Fair catch called for and made at the 35-yard line. The offense returning to the field now as we get a look at their wideouts. And they've had a real connection looking his way in our opening half. Seems pretty clear that he's the one the coverage is going to have to adjust to and start slowing down. So good field position for the Panthers. Starting this drive, 1st and 10. Young to throw it. He completes it in traffic. And he'll get it up to the 44.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for on 1st down. Textbook. It sets up 2nd and very manageable, and then creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Young throwing here. Thielen's got it, complete. He only finds a window for 2, but that's still enough for a 1st down.
Move the chains! Gotta move them chains! Build momentum and keep that defense on its heels.
Football on that 47-yard line, 1st down. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. That throw behind his intended target.
You know, that was a play, Kate, right there where you need to buy your receivers just enough time to get open along their routes. and your quarterback enough time to find and hit him with the throw. Time, well, that's not what he had. O-line couldn't hold up, and it forces the incompletion.
So after the incompletion, here comes the second down call. Sticking to the air, it's Young. Escapes the pocket. And they get to him as he was trying to make something happen. Now the Panthers decide to spend their third and final timeout. And that's all they've got for what little remains of this half. Let's see what they went with on third down. Out of the shotgun, a give to Hubbard. And the defense gets there to force a small loss. The Commanders take a timeout. They're first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. Sam Martin on again now to punt it away. And he's getting the call for the second time this game. Fair catch called for and made just outside the 20. That punt goes unanswered, no return there. And they'll take over with minimal time remaining in the half. They've got 1st and 10, Brock, but time for maybe 2 plays at most if they even want to try anything. Yep, as expected, they go to the ground to start this one off. And this is pushed ahead for a gain of 5. Trayvon Merrick there for the stop. So we've arrived at halftime, and the Panthers impressive so far. They've got a lead so far on the road. Now we'll send you down the East Coast to Orlando. Turn things over to our buddy Jonathan Coachman in the EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Kate, sit tight. We'll get back to you and Brock in just a moment. But for now, this is our halftime report. Both these teams ready for the fight ahead. We're ready to get back to it as well. And to do just that, we'll hand it back over to Kate and Brock.
As always, a hat tip to Coach for his hard work during the break, as we're happy to welcome y'all back for the start of our third quarter. Right, ready to send this one away. Returning it from the 4. And look at this return. And he manages the 35 before they can stop him. The Commanders returning their offense and this running back to the field. That passing game they went to in the first half, it's going to need to be firing to start this second half too as they chase this lead.
Well, that's exactly the way you want to come out of the locker room to begin the second half. And really, Kate, this third phase of the game, the special teams, you just see the boost and the energy they can give to their team when they deliver a nice return to start this second half.
Daniels on first down. That's complete. McLaurin along the sideline. A nice gain of 13 yards as it brings up a first down.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
Putting a receiver in motion. Shotgun snap, a give to Robinson. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory. It's a gain of 3 for him. That brings up 2nd and 7.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
From just shy of midfield on 2nd down. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose, incomplete.
You know, that was almost a nice chunk play before he was able to recover and provide the hit that dislodges the football. You like to see that physical edge and scrappiness to contest any kind of shot plays deep.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have third down here. From the gun, it's Daniels. This is hauled in by McLaurin. And he'll get it down to the 24-yard line. That goes as a gain of 25 yards and picks up the first.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of third downs just like that.
A new set of downs forthcoming. It's 1st and 10. Here's Daniels. That's brought in by Luke McCaffrey.
Kid, I can't tell you how good that is. Anticipating the outcut, having the ball on the way before the receiver's head even turns, he puts it on him so that receiver can easily get out of bounds for the nice gain.
Options are open here. It's 2nd and inches. Again, Daniels to the air. This one's caught. And he's brought down a little short. No, actually they do give him the 10-yard line. A gain of 5, Brock, and now they're going to have 1st and goal.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap first down.
Here's Robinson. And he won't get anything there. Several defenders nearby to hold him up. No gain that time, and now it'll be 2nd and goal.
You know, Kate, these are the situations in training camp that I love more than anything to watch. You learn so much about a football team in these goal-to-go situations. You know you got to protect that goal line, and the defense, well, they did the job on first down. More to come.
Catch is made in close.
Quarterbacks will look for their tight end short in just about any situation. They take away the deeper options. Well, there's their consistent source of positive yardage, the trusty tight end.
They've held him out twice. Here we go, 3rd and goal. Shotgun snap to Daniels. And that is caught. It's a Washington touchdown. The Commanders take the lead right away in half number 2. Slant route, as it does so many times every game we call, Brock. Paying dividends. Made that touchdown look a lot easier than it was.
An uncontested release that close to the end zone spells disaster for a defense every time, Kate. You got to have a whole lot more physicality at the point of attack because a QB is always going to be looking for that short little slant near the goal line.
Gay to add the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Commanders push their lead to 3. Here's Gay now to handle the kickoff. Blackshear on the return. He stopped on the return at the 27. The Panthers and Bryce Young making their way back out on offense. And he has to be happy about his game. We're checking some of the highlights right now that he's made so far. A good showing that's seen him in the zone from time to time. And also he's just seen the field well from his spot in the middle of this offense. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Shotgun snap now to Young. A quick throw is swatted away, incomplete. That one vehemently swatted away. So that brings up 2nd down.
How many times do defenders hear from their coaches, read and react, read and react? You got to read where the quarterback's eyes are going And then more importantly, you got to react as he begins to throw and knock that ball away.
On second down, it's Hubbard. And he'll take it up to the 30 before being brought down. Only 2 yards on the play, and it brings up 3rd and 8.
These are the kind of runs, Kate, that just soften up a defense. Keep working on them, keep working on them. And eventually you're going to break one of those counters for even bigger yardage.
A less than ideal 3rd and 8 here. They send the tight end in motion. On 3rd down, it's Young. This is reeled in by Leggett. It's a pickup of 11. And that'll be good for a Carolina first.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your 3rd downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
First and 10 from the 41. Young working from the gun. Throwing the out route complete. And he's tackled after getting this to the opposing 46. They get 13 on the pickup. And it'll give the Panthers a first down.
It was such a privilege for me to watch Marvin Harrison and Reggie Wayne in person in Indianapolis do their work. Darrell Jackson out in Seattle. They showed how great a deep out is as a chain-moving play. It's all about getting that leverage at the top of the route and then exploiting the leverage as that ball arrives on time downfield.
No one open, so he chucks this to another county. Couldn't connect on first. It's 2nd down. Here's a give to Hubbard. And he'll have it down to the 44-yard line. Only 2 yards on the play, and it brings up 3rd and 8. Out of the gun, Young. He has the first over the middle. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. He picks up 28 on the play. And that'll be good for a Carolina first.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
And they've got themselves another 1st and 10. From the red zone now. This throw is cut. 14 yards on a nice play there, and it gives them 1st and goal.
I love throwing on 1st down. And when you see a 1st down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you plan for, and you go out and execute.
Going jumbo set on this 1st and goal. Now it's Young. And it's cut in the end zone. Touchdown, Carolina. The Panthers grab the lead on their first series of the half. He hung in there as long as he could. A lot of quarterbacks would have bailed out. And it was what you talk about, Brock, that courage that kept the chance for the touchdown alive.
Yeah, that touchdown's going to show up on his stat sheet making the catch or the quarterback stat sheet for making the throw. But, hey, can we put some touchdowns up there for the big boys up front? It was their blocking and buying of time for that play that led to the score.
Right on for the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. Panthers take a 4-point lead. ready to send this one away. That's going to be taken in at the 8. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. The Commanders set to take over. And after the impressive drive we just witnessed, you gotta imagine that they are hoping to respond with something similar.
Yeah, and I don't love to use the word can't, right? But this can't be a 3-and-out for this offense right here. They got to give their defense a chance to catch their breath and turn some of the momentum in the building.
They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Daniels back to throw. That's complete. Here's Austin Eckler. And not much doing. He stopped quickly.
Just get this guy touches. I don't care how. I don't care when. Just find unique ways to get this running back the ball, and over time, he's going to make you pay.
2nd down now, 7 to go. To throw, Daniels. Has him on the quick hitter. Hit some space around midfield. They strike for 23 yards. And that'll be good for a Washington first.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
New set of downs for him from the 46. On 1st down, here's Daniels. He's going to loft one deep to the left. He's got it deep downfield. And that play is brought to a halt, they're going to say, at the 5-yard line. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets them up with 1st and goal.
The analytics are pretty clear. It's hard to move the ball in this league with short little dinks and dunks. You've got to get the explosive chunk. You got to get the big play. And that throw to the outside, that gets the job done.
Big play sets him up pretty here with 1st and goal from the 5. Robinson on the inside give. And they try to power it forward, but only a couple of yards there.
Hey, I get it on 1st and goal, right? A lot of teams like to be conservative and limit risk. Even if a run is stopped short, you still got 2, sometimes 3 downs to play with.
So from the 3, here's 2nd and goal. Robinson. And he runs it across. Touchdown! The Commanders take a lead just before the end of the 3rd. Quite the throw from him on that play, Brock. I gotta say, he looked like he'd make quite the emergency quarterback for this squad if the need ever arises, huh?
And, Kate, I know how this plays out, all right? They worked on it all week. He showed out during the practice week on the practice field, and now he just showed out when it really mattered, and everybody's going to hear about it, and they don't mind, because you're absolutely right. That was a dime for 6.
Gay to add the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Commanders push their lead to 3. Here's Gay now to handle the kickoff. Blackshear on the return. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. The Panthers headed back out on offense. Their quarterback returning to the field now. And on that last drive, Brock, he crossed a notable threshold in passing yards for the season. Always nice when you can reach one of those plateaus to look back on after the year's over. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Now Young. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
As a quarterback, when you throw that curl route, you know it's a tight window, Kate, but the minute that DB turns and can't react to the throw, you put it right on your receiver's numbers. He comes back and gets it and moves the sticks.
1st and 10 from the 41. Back to throw. Here's Young. Fits it through the middle. And he takes it just inside the 40, down to the 39. This is the end of the 3rd quarter. The Panthers have it to start, coming in trailing on the scoreboard. First down now, ball at the 39-yard line. One of the tight ends motioning left. Here's Young on 1st and 10. He's on the move. He takes it himself. And he wisely avoids contact, sliding down there, and that played good enough for a first. It's a pickup of 14 yards as the chains reset.
You know, Kate, back in the day, we had a slip and slide at practice for moments just like that. Actually practicing how to slide and get out of harm's way. Nice gain on the play and denied that defense yet another chance to take a shot on him.
Nothing there left side as it ends up incomplete. Looking for his wide receiver there. So it'll be 2nd down.
You know, in the NFL, offensive-minded teams will call it a perfect Friday. They don't want the ball to hit the ground once. And especially on these short to intermediate throws, you've got to count on those being efficient and effective.
Running with Hubbard out of the gun. And they corral him after a minimal gain to the 21. Give him 3 that time. That's going to bring up 3rd and 7. Back now, pressure on its way. And this one's dropped for what would have been a nice gain. Trying to find his tight end. And it's 4th down.
There's the importance of staying in phase as a defender. He was all over him in coverage, and that really did help force the incompletion.
On comes Matthew Wright. A lot riding on this kick. He hit his first one. His second one's coming from inside of 40. Flying down the heart of the lane, and it's good! And in the 4th quarter, that's going to tie the game.
Inspiring a bunch of confidence in himself right there, Kate. 2nd time they brought him out for a field goal, and 2nd time, well, he's knocked it right through. Trust is earned in a number of different ways on the field, but that's the best way to gain it as a kicker.
Right, ready to send this one away. Has this at the 6. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. The Commanders and Terry McLaurin ready for another look on offense. And he has kept his pace up in the 2nd half. His quarterback more than happy to keep throwing it his way, considering what he's been able to do with his looks all game. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Drive begins with a run. It's Robinson. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Good run, gets him 7. That brings up 2nd and 3.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that 1st down marker.
Now Daniels off the play action. Got a man. Robinson has it. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down.
Nice to see that connection, that chemistry working between the two of them.
Ball on the 45, 1st and 10. Short pass brought in. And he takes it across midfield and into Panthers territory.
That is a textbook first down completion. Sets up second and very manageable and creates space to take that shot downfield.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. On the give, here's Robinson. And he's brought down after a nice run and some extra effort. He manages a gain of 8 there. And the Commanders will have a first.
This dude was just not going to be stopped. Not by the first defender. Heck, not even by the second one who was able to bring him down. No, it took a few shots before this crew could finally get this beast down.
Going to the ground again on first. And he's able to reach the 40 on that play. Only gets a yard there to make it 2nd and 9.
Okay, this is why you got to be careful to just run it always on first down. You got to break your tendencies. The casual fan, well, that casual fan knew what was coming, but more importantly, this defensive front did too.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. From the gun, it's Daniels. He keeps those feet in and makes the catch. And he's going to be taken down a yard shy of the 25. They'll get 14 yards and a new set of downs.
They like to say it's about the Jimmies and the Joes. I think that's about the X's and the O's. That's a well-drawn-up completion that nets them a first down.
They'll come up 1st and 10. Handoff now to Robinson. And he'll go down here at the 16. They come through with a nice gain there. Gain of 10, first down.
I don't know, kid. I didn't think he had it, but that back did. He knew exactly where he had to get for the first down. Pops up right away and signals first down.
To the line we go. They're set, 1st and 10. An option give to Robinson. And they sent it straight ahead, but the front stops him after a gain of 3. Second down now, 7 to go. Sending a receiver left. On 2nd down, Robinson. And he's got a nice gain down inside the 10-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup, and that's going to leave him with 3rd and 3.
They'll come away happy getting that type of output on most run plays. It's a sign, well, they're getting some good push up front, and this running back is seeing the lanes and paying them off.
And the Panthers into the nickel set. 3rd down coming. Back to throw it. That throw's knocked away and incomplete. 4th down coming up.
Read and react, read and react, read and react. Got to read where the quarterback's eyes are going, and you got to react as he begins to throw to get to a spot and knock it away.
Matt Gay now in a high-pressure spot. This only a chip shot from the right hash. Flying down the heart of the lane, and it's good! And late in the 4th, they have grabbed a lead.
Well, I tell you what, you get to this time of the game, you've got to have that reliable kicker on the sideline to turn things over to. That's the definition of clutch right there as they take the lead.
Here's Gay now to handle the kickoff. Blackshear on the return. And this will give them decent field position. The return gets out to the 30. Carolina about set to go once again offensively. And they brought out their kicker for a field goal their last possession. This time they'll look to bring him out for an extra point instead. First and 10 now from the 30. Here's Young to throw. And he's just going to get rid of this one. Smart move there. When you saw the field, it's going to be second down.
They would sure love to connect on some of these intermediate throws, those chunk throws. Getting a completion like that, well, not only does it spark your offense, but it just sets you up for even more aggressive play calling.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's second down. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Legette's got it. Decent gain here, but short of the first.
Well, there's a time to be a little finessey with the football, put a little touch on, and then there's time to put your arm into it and let it eat. Throw it right through your target's chest. This one, well, that one right there was the latter. Smart to make a fastball zing in before anyone could undercut the curl route.
Third down, run by Hubbard. And it's barely anything on that run, and we've reached the 2-minute warning. New slated downs to approach here from the 40. Back to throw. That's complete to Legette. And they push this down to the opposing 47-yard line. It's a gain of 12 there. And it'll give the Panthers a first down.
Sure seems like he knew exactly what he wanted, and he got it, going right where he wanted to with the ball off the snap.
Football on that 47-yard line, first down. Here he is to throw. Escapes the pocket. And they got there in time. He's taken down. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
And look at that. All that effort and success from the previous play, it is gone. Credit to this defense who snapped and cleared. That's part of this game. You got to snap and clear. Give up a big play, come back and make a big one for yourself. And they do, getting home with that sack.
Flush down out to his left. He can run it. Now we get a timeout by the Panthers. It's their first. And they still have 2 available for them as we approach the end of this game. Two timeouts remaining and some time left to use them. It's first and 10. Setting up to pass. Completed over the middle. And they've got him down near the red zone at the 22.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on first down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for second down. And the third and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
Panthers moving quickly, trying to get set at the line. He'll look to throw it. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. You go middle of the field against zone coverage, Brock. You know this firsthand. You are throwing into rush hour, and there aren't a lot of easy completions to be found in that part of the field.
Yeah, and a lot of those throws, Kate, you're signing your guy up to take some sort of hit. It's on you to protect your guys. Credit that defense for flying around and making the play.
Finds a big lane, and he's all the way down to the 10-yard line. Now Carolina's going to take a timeout. That's its second. Still one more in their pocket to use. Offense to the line for first down, conscious of that single timeout they've got remaining. Working inside the red zone. The shot to the end zone is incomplete.
Can't cover it much better than that. Really well covered, Kate, on that play. There just simply was not a window for him to sneak that throw in.
So after the incompletion, here comes the second down call. Here's Hubbard on the give. And he's caught behind the line for a loss. Now the Panthers decide to spend their third and final timeout. And now they're powerless to stop that clock with a timeout at least. On comes Matthew Wright. A lot riding on this kick. The Commanders take a timeout. They're first. And they still have 2 available for them as we approach the end of this game. For the third time today, we see them setting up for a field goal. It's a 29-yard look right down the middle for him. Looking good, and it's through. And inside the final minute, they've tied this up.
These are the moments, Kate, when you realize how valuable a clutch kicker is. When he's the only guy out there and everybody relying on him, and he delivers.
Ready to send this one away. He'll bring it out from a couple yards deep. This isn't even going to make the 20. The coverage team gets to him. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Handoff now from the gun. And he's brought down for a loss. Man, this has been such a great game. Nobody is ready for it to end just yet. After 4 quarters, we're headed to overtime. And hopefully this conclusion will be just as exciting as our opening 4 quarters. The kick is away here in overtime. Dowdle now to return it. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The Carolina offense headed out now. And they settled for a chip shot field goal last time, Brock. You got to think they want to be able to finish it off and reach the end zone here. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. They'll send him over right. First throw of overtime now. Toward the sideline, and he's got it again. And he's out of bounds, up at his own 45. Give him 18 yards on that play, Brock, and it gets him a 1st down.
That's a pro's pro right there. That is one heck of an experienced catch. He made sure to secure the ball, but he also knew exactly where the sideline was to get both feet down.
Just one play into this drive, and they're already sitting on their own 45. First and 10, it's Hubbard. And he takes it up and across midfield to Commanders territory. It's an 8-yard pickup, and they're going to have 2nd and 2 next.
That does not show up on any explosive stat sheet, but let me tell you, Kate, that's the real deal right there. You run for that kind of yardage consistently in the NFL, you do set yourself up for success.
They bring the tight end in motion. They run again with Hubbard. And his short gain gets them a new set of downs.
Hey, Kate, you want to see a picture in the football dictionary of staying on schedule? That was it.
Ball on the 45, 1st and 10. Hubbard again. And he'll advance this down to the 38-yard line. Call it 7 yards, and now they'll have 2nd down and 3.
I'm not kidding you, Kate. A run of that length at the NFL level, honestly, is the equivalent of a run of 15-plus at the high school level. It's hard in the run game to make yards, and they just got a very successful one.
Play action now, Young. Taking a big shot for the end zone. And he will score. It's a Carolina touchdown. The Panthers claim a 6-point lead. That one not easy, Brock. Threading the needle there. There was a lot of traffic in the end zone, but he found his man.
Yeah, that was an ill-advised decision, but when you give your receiver a chance, that's what they love. And sometimes you just have to trust your guys are better than theirs.
Right on for the extra point. The extra point is good, and that's a big one. Now their defense just has to defend a 7-point lead here in overtime. Ready to send this one away. Return coming from the 6. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. Washington ready to go on offense as they take the field. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Now he gets a shot here in overtime. Completed here to McCaffrey. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. And a lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play. Just like that.
First and 10 now. Here's Daniels. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
Kate, I've seen a one-step drop. I've seen a 3, a 5, a 7. Some of the boots and play actions get more depth, but a 20-step drop? That's not going to cut it. Except for this defense, it just adds a whole bunch of negative yards to that play.
They really need some chunk yardage here on 2nd down. Trying again following the sack. He lobs it up, looking deep to the right side. And that's going to be knocked away, incomplete.
I don't fault the look downfield at all. I mean, that was just a situation there where it's a better defensive play than the offense executing.
No connection on the last play, and now it's third down. Out of the gun, Daniels. Finds a seam down the middle. And he'll be brought down a step or two shy of midfield. They're going to mark him at the 48.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field, keep them short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
Fourth down, here's Daniels. He finds him beyond the marker. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
Part of the reason I leave you pregame, Kate, and get down to that field and watch these guys throw and catch is I want to see their timing. I want to see their anticipation. That is picture perfect right there. A crossing route thrown that quickly tells me these two are on the same page.
On first down, here's Daniels. Catch is made down the right sideline. And he's in for the Washington touchdown. The Commanders keep their drive alive and reach pay dirt one play later. So they punch it in for 6, Brock, and now a conversion away from tying this game back up.
This one just has the feel, doesn't it? The makings of a one-score game in the fourth quarter that could go either way.
Gay to add the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Commanders bring it back to even. Here's Gay now to handle the kickoff. Blackshear on the return. And this drive will start inside the 25. The Panther offense headed out to the field. They'll try to emphasize what worked on their last drive, which ended, Brock, in a touchdown. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. This drive will begin with Hubbard. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
I talked to a bunch of different GMs, Kate, especially around draft time, and they all say the same thing. Linebackers are so hard to find. It's hard to transition from the college game that's in so much space to this game where you've got to play in a phone booth, yet have that explosiveness to chase a play on the outside down like that linebacker just did.
Here's 2nd and 11. Catch made by Chuba Hubbard. Space past the 35. That'll go for an 18-yard gain. And that'll be good for a Carolina first.
Something out of nothing, Kate, that may as well be listed on his resume because he's so good at it. Caught that one near the line, and after that, it was all him, turning a modest pass into far more than a modest gain.
New slated downs to approach here from the 40. Motioning one of the tight ends. Out of the shotgun, a give to Hubbard. And he's short of the first after a mild gain. Solid 4-yard gain there, and now they've got 2nd and 6 coming up. Shotgun snap now to Young. He's got him. That's McMillan. And he goes out. Just needed one more step there to reach midfield.
Now here's a spot where the timing's got to be absolutely perfect, Kate, between the quarterback and the receiver. That throw is made before that receiver's ever thinking of coming out of his cut. Too early, it's incomplete. Too late, and it's headed the other way.
Running back sent in motion. Complete beyond the marker. And they'll get him down after he gets into the 48. It's a gain of 4 there, and it'll give the Panthers a first down.
It sure seemed like he knew exactly where he was going with that right off the snap.
1st and 10, ball set up at the 48. Hubbard trying this up the gut. Has a lane inside the 35. And he has this all the way down to the 29-yard line. They'll get 18 yards there. And that'll be good for a Carolina first.
Offensive coordinators tell us all the time, big runs only happen with coordinated efforts. Great blocking to spring them. Guys hitting blocks downfield, and a back who can show off his wheels.
The drive picks up here, 1st and 10. Handoff running right, Hubbard. And he won't win the race to the outside. That run's bottled up at the line. No gain there that time, and it's 2nd and 10.
You know, Kate, over the years, I've heard running backs say there's just times you got to run in the darkness. And when linebackers fill that hole like that right in the middle of the field, he ran right into the darkness and the pain of that linebacker.
On 2nd down, it's Hubbard. And they bring him down at the 18-yard line. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And it'll give the Panthers a first down.
You spring a big gain like that, Kate, on the interior, 9 times out of 10, that O-line decisively won their matchup with the big fellas up front. They got those pads down. They created leverage, and they opened up that running lane.
Washington calls it 2nd timeout, as they'll be left with just one more to work with here in OT. So here they are, a chance to win this with a field goal. This is from 35 out on the left hash. The kick is good, he got it! And they've taken back the lead.
I never saw a play script that ended with a field goal. It was always a touchdown that you wanted. But that's 3 points, and it's enough to give them the lead.
So it's the Panthers who take this one on the road. And they only needed to set him up with a shot to connect and win it with 3, and his aim was true to make it happen and put an end to this competitive ball game. So for Brock Heward and all of our crew, I'm Kate Scott, wrapping up another edition of the NFL on EA Sports. The Panthers are winners, as with that, we sign off from DC.